Alright, anyways, now you can see my DNA is completely cooked. I'm fried, so let's get into the showcase now. So I know it's been a few days, so obviously you guys have probably seen everything most likely. I mean, it's like what, 4 days late, something like that. Today's, I think, the last day actually. You have like 50 minutes from the time of recording to finish everything you need. But yeah, so I'm gonna go expensive to least expensive in this video. So I guess I'm gonna start off with Icy Sore. So to start off, this thing has no different stats from Megavore and like the Kaijus and stuff. It just has obviously a different model and I guess different ranges and stuff, since once again they are different models and different rigs. I heard that it's actually pretty bad, but I haven't tested it out in PvP yet, so let's just hop into the showcase of it. This is the idle animation. It has like I think it's 2 idle animations actually, because I know one of them sits down, but I guess this is the other one. I don't think I've seen this yet. It like blinks and stuff. It looks like the one thing from How to Train Your Dragon in the face. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but it looks really cool. But I'll try to get the other idle animation here. Here we go. And then you just sit down. I wish they would have like little things, like actions you could do, like creatures of scenario kind of, but like not the roleplay type. But it would be kind of cool if they added like sitting animations for everything. I know it would take a long time though. You saw it just yawned and stuff there. Very nice idle animation. It looks really well put together as well. It just looks beautiful. They did my goat justice. But now we have the walking animation. Obviously you can see it's bipedal. It doesn't walk on all fours like the normal Megavore does. Then we can go into the sprinting animation, which doesn't go on all fours, surprisingly, but it looks good. Now we can do the attacks. I think it only has one variant, but oh, okay, so that's one. No, I'm pretty sure it has a headbutt as well. Yeah, and this can go both ways, so that's pretty cool as well. Now we have the AoE. So it kind of uses its tail as like a battle ram, kind of. Let's see that one more time. It also lags the server kind of like normal Megavore. I don't know what's been going on with the new models, but they've been lagging the server pretty bad. A very cool AoE. Next, we can check out the calls. So this is the R. Obviously, the screen shake has to happen. This is the R again. Very nice head detail there. Now we have the G. G again. Last but not least, we have the C. Very nice calls. Now let's get into the swimming animations. So this is the normal swim. I've seen a lot of people complaining about this, but I think it looks pretty alright. Not the best, but it doesn't look terrible. So this is the idle. Obviously, you just kind of sit there like most. Then we got the swim. Then the sprint. The sprint is a little questionable, but it doesn't look terrible. I mean, I guess it's paddling, so it doesn't look bad. Now we got the down. Then we got the up, which it doesn't look terrible in water. Now we have the eating animation. Which it looks alright, doesn't go fully down, but I can get over that. And last but not least, we have the drinking animation. There we go, full head movement. It's very nice. So that's Isoceraptor. Let's move into the next most expensive, Pitch Dolly. So here we have Pitch Dolly. This costed 125 or 120k, I think. Looks very nice. I think they changed the model up a little bit for the pitch. I don't really know how much they changed, but it looks good regardless. So this is the idle animation in water for the pitch. Very nice fluid movement on it. Then we have the normal swim. Into the sprint. Looks very good. Then we have the down. Into the up. And once again, this doesn't have any stat changes to the normal Dolly. The only skins that do have stat changes are the 2 Kaijus. And this also surprisingly got new calls as well. So let's check these out. This is the R. Then we have the G. And last but not least, we have the C. All right, and this is what it looks like on land. Obviously, it's not really meant for land, but you can go on land. You just have obviously the moistness to be concerned about. But it looks very good on land. You know, the model looks good as ever. So let's take it back to the water and finish it off with the eating animation. Very nice. Also, the stats for normal Spino Ferris are 120 damage, 2475 health, 15 armor, 8 speed, 1.8 attack rate, 2.5 bleed, and 100 stamina. Now, if we go to Kaiju Spino Ferris, we have 200 attack, 2200 health, 15 armor, 7 speed, 2.4 attack rate, so it's higher, 2.5 bleed, same, and then 100 stamina. So I'd say that 80 damage for a 275 and 1 speed takeoff is pretty damn good. So I'd say it's worth it for the Kaiju Spino Ferris here. I think this was around 70k. I don't remember, like maybe 50, something around there. All I know is the third most expensive out of all the Black Friday Update 1 skins. So obviously with Spino Ferris, you're gonna want to keep it in the water. I know at first when they released this, it was faster on land a little bit, but I know they changed it and reverted it, so now that you're pretty useless on land, so stick to the water. But this is the idle animation in the water. And obviously, as you can see, it has no leg action, so you're pretty vulnerable on land. But here's the swimming animation. And obviously, you can see the model. It has a little head at the back as well. And you'll see what that's for in a little bit. But here's the sprinting swimming. And also, I know you guys probably already saw, but this has 3 stages just like the hybrids do. So the baby is the baby form of Shin, and then the juvie is also another form of Shin, and then this is the grown version. If I can find pictures, I'll throw them up. If not, you guys can probably just see them. Now we have the down animation, then the up. Very nice. Now if we go on land, you guys can obviously see there's not a moisture bar, but we only have 7 speed. So it's a pretty big slowdown for the big guy here. And you also kind of have to like jump if you want to like get any type of transportation. It is very useless on land. But yeah, these are the land animations. Kind of looks just like normal Spino Ferris. It's too fat and it's kind of like pushing its blubber across the land. I don't think anyone would take this on land. But I guess we could do the attacks now. So this is the clicks. I think there's only one. Oh, there's 2. Okay, now we have the AoE, where this is where this big fella comes in. So let's do that now. Very cool. You can see the spikes light up and then you shoot beams out of your face and out of your tail. But what's very cool about this is that the AoE, it differs from your normal R call. So let me do the AoE one more time. Very cool. But now if we go into the calls, this is the normal R. So you can see it changed. Very cool. Very good attention to detail as well. This is the R again. You can see its mouth splits apart as well, just like Shin Godzilla's does. Then we have the G. Ugh. Ugly fella, but he's very cool looking. Now last but not least, we have the C. Very nice. All right, now we have the drinking animation, which obviously you won't really be using too often because you'll mostly be in water. But if you're not, this is the drinking animation. And then last but not least, we have the eating animation. And it has an idol as well. I think maybe 2 idols, because that's one of them. And then another one, yeah, that one. So that's all the animations for Shin Godzilla. Now next we have Alpha Kaiju Spino Ferris. So the stats change between normal Spino and this is 10 more damage, 220 more health, so there's not really a drawback except for speed, 5 more armor, 0.5 more bleed, but a 0.5 more attack rate. So it's not really that much of a drawback, to be honest, for how much stuff you're getting in return. Now I think Kaiju Spino was around 40k DNA. I'm not sure, but it is the second to last most expensive in this update. This is what it looks like right here. I know a lot of people were complaining about the model and how it was kind of blocky or whatever, and how the spikes don't light up. The only part I'm disappointed about is the spikes. Everything else looks pretty cool to me. I don't know, I'm a fan of the model. That's the idle animation, and the water doesn't really do too much. Then we have the swim. Into the sprint. Which I like the tail movement, it looks very nice, like Godzilla. Then we have the down. Into the up. And you could also see when you breach the water, you don't really go up too much. You just have your spine sticking out. So even if you go all the way up, you kind of like lay down so that your spikes are only on top, just like Godzilla does. It's a cool feature. I don't know if they did it on purpose or by accident, but whatever. So now let's go into the land animations. This is the idle. Just to shake, nothing too much. Now we have the walking animation. Into the sprint. Next, we'll be moving into the attacks. So this is the click attack, or attacks actually, because you have claw swipes as well. I think they're directional as well, so you can get a left. Yep, there we go. Next, we have the AoE, which, here we go. Yes, you do have a beam like Kaiju Sore Poseidon. Very cool feature. But at the same time, you don't have an extra call like Spino Ferris does, so that's kind of sad. I wish they would have done like a beam charge thing. But here's the AoE again. Very nice. So next, let's go into the calls. This is the R. This is the R again. Next, we have the G. And then last but not least, we have the C. Next, we have the eating animation. You know, can't complain about. And last but not least, we have the drinking animation, which is, am I lagging or is it just not? Oh wait, bruh, you have infinite. Okay,
stupid.
So you have infinite water with this, so that's a cool little feature as well. I don't know if you have infinite oxygen. Okay, you do have infinite oxygen, so that's another different stat from Kaiju Spinosaurus that Alpha Kaiju Spinosaurus has. So that's pretty cool. All right, now let's move into the last Black Friday Part 1 skin. All right, so the last and most cheapest skin, which is still not cheap in any way, is the Nightmare Before Cretaceous Dilophosaurus. So as you can see right here, this skin is obviously based on Jack Skellington. You know, it has a little present in its arm, and it looks pretty cool. So let's get into everything that it has in store. So this is the idle animation. You know, obviously nothing too much going on. I don't think it really has an idle animation. It just sits there. Next, we have the walk. Into the sprint. You know, it looks all right. Now we have the attacks. This is the click, which I don't even think it has a variant either, like direction. You just, because obviously the other one's holding the present. So that's the attack. And then we have the AoE. Use the present to bash their skull in or something. Pretty cool, I guess. Next, we have the calls. So this is the R. Into the G. Last but not least, we have the C. Very spooky calls. Now we have the eating animation. And last but not least, we have the drinking animation. I mean, it looks All right, I guess. All right, but that's gonna wrap it up for Black Friday update part 1. Once again, I apologize for how long it took to get this video out. It should have been a lot earlier. I just didn't know I would need this much DNA to be actually able to afford everything in this update. Let me know how you guys thought this update went. Obviously, it's been lowering down a little bit, but I think that it went pretty good for a Dinosaur Simulator update. Brought a lot of OG players back and obviously brought the game back into their eyes of sight, so maybe they'll look out for future updates and stuff of that nature. But yeah, it was a pretty solid update in my opinion, and let me know what you guys thought. So that's it. I'm officially broke, and I'll see you guys next one. Peace.